Hey everyone, it's your girl Jossie, aka J Renee, back at it again with another video.
Deep in, swimming in my feelings. I've been here before, but it feels like I'm drowning.
In today's video, we are going to be making this corset belt. I would have the link for the pattern, but I made it a long time ago. Like, I got this a long time ago, and the way it printed out is like one size, and it's supposed to be different sizes, and it's only one size, and it's kind of tight. So I should have just added like seam allowance. But if I find it, I'm gonna put it in the description box below, and if it's not there when you look, then come back in a year. It's real cute. Y'all saw it in the thumbnail. Before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to my channel, because why are you watching my videos if you haven't subscribed? I'm just playing, but actually subscribe to my channel, because you know, I be making stuff. And like this video too. Yeah, do that. Also follow me on Instagram. I've never said that before, but like, do it. My Instagram is right here. I'll be on there. My TikTok is right here. I'll be on there too. So follow me on that. I'm gonna link them below, and let's just get into the video. I think I've talked too much. Woo. So this is the black fabric I'm using, and this is the pattern. I got this from like some website a long time ago. I don't know, but this is actually an order that I have from Depop, so that's what I'm making, and I'm recording it, so maybe she'll see it. I'm taking out the pattern pieces. These are the same pieces, but you need 4 of them instead of 2 of them. So I just added some because, you know, it was small when it printed out, like I said to y'all. And so I just put them on the fabric and cut them out with my rotary cutter. It was the easiest way to do it. If you don't have a rotary cutter, you're wasting your time. You are, because they are like so easy, and you need a cutting mat, obviously. So it's a little investment. It's not really that much at all, but so that's the front, back, and 4 side pieces. I'm cutting this one on fold because that'll be the back piece. And yes, so after I cut them all out, I laid them out so you can see how they look. And I'm gonna need a lining piece, so I'm gonna use this like navy blue fabric, and it looks like that. So I'm just gonna sew with a 1/2 inch seam allowance on each piece, set it up like that. And I do that with the lining piece as well. We are now at the sewing machine. We're just going to sew all the way down like a 1/2 inch, like I said. But this pattern was real tight, but I'm gonna adjust it next time. This is just so y'all can see it. This is how it should look when it's all done. That's the back, and that's the front, and that's the lining. And I'm gonna take my iron and iron open all of these seams, because that's what we need to do to make it nice and flat and beautiful, as my professor always says. And so these pieces are just like 1.5, I think, inch strips, or maybe 1 inch strips. You can put them on the seam allowance, but I just wanted to put them on the back piece and 2 front pieces. These are my boning channels. I'm just pinning them down on the lining pieces because I don't need them on the front piece. These lines aren't going to be seen on the outside. I just want them in there so we can put in some boning. I'm just going to sew them down on close to each of the edges, all the way down on both sides. So if you were doing like one of those corset things that I've done before, like with a lot of boning channels, it takes a minute. It does. And so I'm just going to cut off the excess because we don't need it, obviously. Okay. And the next part is coming up. And we're back. We're gonna line up the lining piece with the outer shell pieces on the seams so they'll match up quite beautifully. We're only gonna do the top though. We still need to do the bottom part later after we put the boning in, but I wanted to do the top part so we can clean it up and turn it inside out, and then the boning channels we won't have to sew through. So that's what it looks like, and this is how it looks after you serge it. Beautiful. You didn't have to do this part, but I just wanted to. You're not going to see it, so it doesn't really matter. So here's the boning. I just got some new boning and I love it. Oh my gosh. But if anybody has any suggestions for how to like keep the boning, because once you unravel it, it goes all over the place. That's why it looks a hot mess. Just let me know in the comments or whatever. So putting the boning in, I'm going to just put it through the boning channels and then leave some room at the bottom or at the top to cut off, so it's not fully all the way goes down, if that makes sense, because when I sew it together, I don't want to sew through the boning. You can sew through the boning, but I want to flip it inside out. So if we flip it inside out, there'll be boning pieces hanging out, and I don't need that. So push the boning all the way up to the top when you are sewing that happens seam allowance all the way along the bottom, and just keep doing that. And if you sew over your boning, it's fine. This boning that I got, you may sew over. So maybe I'll leave the link down below where I got the boning. It's on Amazon. Now here, we're just gonna turn it inside out. It was pretty easy just to turn it inside out. And the first thing we're gonna do is push out all the corners. There shouldn't be any corners. It's kind of just, round. It kind of looks like a DNA strand on it. But at the end, I'm going to turn in the edges to put those raw edges on the inside, and you can put some interfacing there because that's where the grommets and stuff goes. You might want them there. I didn't put them in because I probably forgot, but that's what I would usually do. And so just turn in the edges on both sides and pin them down, and do that to the other side, and just sew that along each side. And it should look like that. Booyah. Next, we are going to top stitch all the way around. Well, just the top and bottom edges. We already did the sides, obviously. So just top stitch that. Make sure all of the edges are kind of pushed out as far as they can. And just go all the way around because we want this nice and flat and beautiful. Yes, we do. Okay, next is time for the eyelets or the grommets. I'm marking like 1.5 inches along the sides with my chalk, and then marking that. And I'm using my hole puncher thingy that I got from Amazon. Everything I get from Amazon, because it's just, it's easy. Y'all know. I'm gonna pick wherever hole I need and just punch it right in the middle of that line mark that I made. Whatever hole size fits the grommets or the eyelets, whatever you want to call them. And keep punching until you got all the holes that you need, period. And see, I would show y'all how I do my grommet insertion, but I just don't know how to record that on the table without making too much noise. So just go watch a video on how to put grommets in. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory if you get a little grommet kit. So that's how the holes look, and that's how it should look. So I'm gonna do that and come back and show y'all how it all looks together. Those are the grommets I used. I think I used about 1.25 inches. Nope, 1/4 inch grommet size. And so I'm just using some ribbon here to lace it up. I would make y'all watch it all, but no, we're not gonna do that because y'all just gonna skip. So this is what it looked like. This looks really good. It looks a lot smaller in the video, but my waist is tiny, so that's how it looks in this video, and I love it. I hope y'all love it too because it looks really good. It looks cute. Make one yourself if y'all know how to pattern make, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.